now that it can't rely on congestion pricing fees. Alamo in downtown Brooklyn dedicates a newly renovated theater to Mr. Spike Lee. In sports, the Yankees walk it off in the 11th, beating the Red Sox 2-1. AccuWeather says mainly clear this early morning. Areas of fog. Got a low of 64 in the city, 50s in the suburbs. Later today, mostly sunny, pleasantly warm, high 82. With News Time 101, traffic and transit. Here's Jeff Jensen.
And no shortage of traffic this morning, Monique. Pretty heavy go in a bunch of spots, including the ride in Queens on the westbound side of the Bell Parkway. Pretty jammed up right past Cross Bay Boulevard. A couple of lanes are out there, and a jam both ways on the BQE in Brooklyn into Atlantic Avenue. You go down to a single lane each way there. And here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. It's roadwork set up on the LA westbound from right around exit 41, 106, 107 to exit 40. It looks like it goes past exit 40, so past Jericho Turnpike there. No troubles on the Southern State Parkway. Had an accident by Wellwood. That's all gone. Some westbound work by Route 110. Eastbound construction looks like they're still there over by Grand Avenue. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Pretty heavy go both ways at the GWB. Upper level outbound all jammed up because the lower is closed. And inbound, you got only a single lane open. The far left lane is the only one open. I'm looking at it right now. The Lincoln Tunnel is still jammed up out of the city, at least a half an hour. The Holland's closed, Jersey bound. And a slow go going to Staten Island over the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. You got looks like the upper level was shut down this morning. And same thing the other way around, but there's no delay going to Brooklyn. I'm Jeff Jensen. Our next report, 111, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
The NYPD commissioner steps down. The mayor names a new interim chief.
The police commissioner sent a letter to members of the department, and Mayor Adams then made an announcement.
I accepted the resignation of the NYPD commissioner, Edward Caban.
He praised Caban's leadership in bringing down crime in the past year, but said it was the right decision at this time as federal investigations swirl around the department and some of the mayor's top administrators. His Honor then announced the appointment of former federal investigator Tom Donlin as interim commissioner.
Ran the FBI's National Threat Center and the FBI NYPD Joint Terrorist Task Force.
Donlin issued a statement saying he will run the department with the highest standards of transparency and integrity. Juliet Papa, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
And we have a reaction to this from some city officials.
Public advocate Jumani Williams said the mayor had to do something to restore the public's trust.
I think and hope that this helps the city feel like the mayor is responding to the things that we're hearing.
Scandal aside, Caban received praise for his leadership, and Republican City Councilman Joe Borelli said he was trusted.
I'm not going to indict him. I've lost all sense of impartiality from the Federal Department of Justice.
Several of the mayor's potential opponents weighed in as well. In a statement, Queens State Senator Jessica Ramos said Caban did the right thing, but wondered why one of the administration's top-ranking Latinos seemed to be the only one getting pressure to resign. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at City Hall.
3 people are in police custody after a 75-year-old man riding his bike and a 14-year-old girl shot in Queens. Police say it happened Thursday afternoon at 243rd Street and Weller Ave in Rosedale at about 4:30. The man was shot in the jaw, the girl in her thigh by male suspects on a scooter, police say. Both victims are in the hospital in stable condition. This woman tells Channel 7 Eyewitness News she saw the 14-year-old run from the shooters.
She went in the driveway of my neighbor's home and took cover behind his car that was parked in the driveway. Appeared to be in panic, and I noticed right away she was a little girl.
So far, it doesn't look like the victims were the intended targets as the investigation continues. Charges for those suspects are pending. No doubt about it, New Yorkers pay a lot in taxes. We vote for politicians who hopefully spend our money in ways that align with our values. There is one ex-politician who's been costing taxpayers a lot. Former Governor Andrew Cuomo. State Senate Deputy Leader Michael Gianaris tells us Cuomo's legal bills are over $25 million and counting.
That's a lot of money. It's beyond just the principle of the matter at this point. This is having a real effect on the budget of the state of New York. Tens of millions of dollars at this point. Or what we could do with that could benefit so many New Yorkers.
He says the costs are related to legal representation for a sexual harassment investigation, COVID-19 response, and impeachment proceedings. Because Cuomo's alleged actions in these lawsuits took place while he was governor, state law requires taxpayers to foot the bills. Gennaro says he will look for legislative fix that would provide more oversight of this process. To Long Island, where the man who shot at rival gang members outside of former Congressman Lee Zeldin's house in Suffolk County pleads guilty in court.
When this crime happened in October 2022, Lee Zeldin was a congressman running for governor in the state of New York. His daughters were doing homework inside their Shirley home when the Suffolk County DA Ray Tierney says no green shot at 3 rival gang members right outside Zeldin's house. That he pleaded guilty to the crime.
That crime that led to was of larger gangsters. When taking us hold, significant that we're able to hold them to account.
2 of the men were shot and survived. Is expected to be held back in court next month. Sophia Holt and wins on 92.3 FM in Suffolk County, Long Island.
AccuWeather says mainly clear this early morning. We've got areas of low clouds and fog out there with a low of 64 degrees in the city, 50s in the suburbs later today. Turning out mostly sunny, very warm. Got a nice Friday on our hands. High 82 tonight. Clear with patchy fog late. Low 65 in the city, 50s again in the burbs. Saturday turning out mostly sunny, nice high 82. And Sunday, pleasant sunshine much of the day, high 80. Staying nice on Monday, partly sunny with a high of 78 degrees. We're at 66 degrees right now, partly cloudy skies in Central Park. We've been hearing for months the MTA is in financial trouble, and now it needs to figure out how to fund its next set of projects.
The MTA's capital plan, a spending list updated every 5 years, is due October 1st for 2025 to 2029.
There'll be uncertainty as to how it's going to be funded,
says State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli, because of that $15 billion hole, what they expected to get from the now paused congestion pricing program.
Perhaps some of the projects that they won't be able to fund right now, they may have to put into the next capital plan that they're going to be finalizing for October 1st, which could then crowd out some of the other priorities they had been working on.
It's a domino effect. He suggests raising taxes, but that may not even be enough. Some expansion projects, like the 2nd Avenue subway, might have to wait. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
And we have reached out to the MTA for response. This just into the newsroom. Boeing union workers vote to strike after rejecting a contract with over 33,000 to stop work. And that strike begins in less than 2 hours at 3 a.m. our time. A walkout would not cause flight cancellations or directly affect airline passengers, but it would be another blow to Boeing's reputation and finances in a year marked by problems in its airplane, defense, and space operations. Every actor in Hollywood once had to kiss his ring. Now jailed Harvey Weinstein is facing yet another indictment.
This new indictment against Weinstein remains sealed until his arraignment, which is set for November. But ABC News has learned prosecutors presented evidence to a grand jury of 3 alleged sex assaults involving Weinstein from varying time periods that were not part of his previous case. Weinstein was not in court. He's still recuperating after being taken from New York City's Rikers Island jail this week to a local hospital for emergency heart surgery. He's currently serving 23 years for rape, though he's facing a retrial after his conviction was overturned on procedural grounds. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
With his time 1:08. Traffic and AccuWeather next. 1010 wind at 92.3 FM.
Okay, quick math. The less your bank operates on multiple systems on delivering your product or service, the more margin you have and the more money you keep. Obvious. But with higher expenses on materials, employees, distribution, and everything costs more. So to reduce costs and headaches, smart businesses are graduating to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, bringing accounting, management, inventory, HR into one platform and one source of truth. With NetSuite, reduce IT costs because Net lives in the cloud with no hardware required, accessed from anywhere. You the cost of maintaining multiple systems because you've got one unified business management suite. You're improving efficiency by bringing all your major business processes to one platform, slashing manual tasks and errors. Over 37,000 companies have already made the move. So do the math. See how you'll profit with NetSuite. Backed by popular demand, NetSuite has extended its one-of-a-kind flexible financing program for a few weeks. Head to netsuite.com/special. netsuite.com/special.
Tired of hearing scary ads about the tax relief advocates? It's different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. Tax relief advocates may be able to significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a beat your tax nightmare today. To see what savings you qualify for, visit TRA.com. That's TRA.com.
It's Odyssey's AI Minute, presented by Oracle. We all know what it's like to feel harried, but you feel like rushing. AI technology, like Clinical Digital Assistant from Oracle Health, might be a solution. The center at Stanford Medicine, the AI can accurately listen and record clinical notes. 2/3 of physicians help to save time. This means more time for clinicians to be present with their patients. AI may be the most important computer technology ever, but AI needs a lot of processing speed, and that gets expensive. Upgrade to the next generation cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. Do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic. Take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/AI-biz. oracle.com/AI-biz.
Wednesday News Time 1:11. Traffic and transit. Here's Jeff Jensen.
We got some trouble. New Jersey, westbound Route 24 and Florham Park at exit 2. I believe that's Columbia Turnpike. An accident there. The other one is pretty heavy go here in the northbound side of 287 as you head up toward Route 23, which is exit 52. It's a couple miles before that. You have an accident there. It looks like everything is actually subject to closure. There are definitely 2 lane shutdowns. So you want to try to stay away from that spot if you can. And in Queens, we're going to slow go on the northbound side of the Whitestone Expressway, you head up to the Cross Island, and then you have heavy go on the Bell Parkway, westbound construction by the Van Wyck, and then again, westbound roadwork just past Cross Bay Boulevard. Looks like there might be a crash in the eastbound direction. That's what some of the Waze users are saying. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels after GWG. That's about a 35 to 40-minute ride into the city. It's a single-file ride in the left lane getting to the upper level. Stay to the left. The 3 right lanes are blocked. The lower level's open inbound. A little busy outbound in the upper because the lower's closed. Still about a half an hour out at the Lincoln Tunnel. Holland Tunnel shut down outbound until 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, the Verrazano is pretty busy trying to go to Staten Island. The upper levels closed. You're jammed on the Gowanus back to Fort Hamilton Parkway. Lower level closed Brooklyn bound, but there's no delay. I'm Jeff Jensen. Our next report at 121. 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
The sky will be mainly clear early this morning. There's of low clouds and fog around, low 64 in the city. It will get down into the 50s in many suburbs. Now, as we go through the day today, it will turn out to be mostly sunny. It will be a little warmer than the past couple of days, a high of 82, but the humidity will stay relatively low. We'll have a clear sky later on tonight with some patches of fog late. Low 65 in the city, still getting down into the 50s in some suburbs. Great looking weekend on the way. It's going to turn out to be mostly sunny again Saturday, high temperature 82, so pretty similar to today, and continued pleasant into Sunday and Monday. We'll continue to see a fair amount of sun, high 80 on Sunday and 78 Monday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Wednesday News Time 1:30.
I'm John Oran, and I have a new podcast called The Varsity. I will bring on the smartest people I know to break down the hottest topics in sports media. Available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
13.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
Attention New York homeowners. Want to sell your home for more than it's currently worth? Now you can with Century 21 Realty Specialist Fix It and List It program. Here's how it works. First, we do a pre-listing evaluation of your home to identify key repairs and improvements to increase your home selling price. Then we create a plan, use our preferred contractors, manage the project, even advance the money ourselves, and get repaid at closing. That's right. We pay for your home's repairs and improvements before it's listed, so you can get top dollar for your home. For more information or a fix it and list it evaluation of your home, call 800-800-0616. That's 800-800-0616. We make it simple. We'll fix it, we'll list it, and you'll get top dollar using our money and resources. For more information or a fix it and list it evaluation of your home, call 800-800-0616. That's 800-800-0616. New York State licensed real estate broker. Results vary. Terms and conditions apply.
Wednesday News Time 1:15. Allies of former President Trump are urging him to accept a second debate with Vice President Harris.
Vice President Harris in battleground North Carolina pushing for another debate against Donald Trump.
I believe we owe it to the voters to have another debate.
Trump wrote on social media Thursday afternoon, quote, "There will be no third debate." He's participated in two this cycle, one with Harris and one with President Biden. With that declaration of no more debates, he appears to be going back on his call for multiple showdowns with Harris. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Meanwhile, the White House is condemning remarks made by former President Trump.
During the debate with Vice President Harris, former President Trump said Haitian migrants are eating pet cats and dogs.
The Springfield, Ohio Police Department has debunked this very bizarre and very hateful smear.
But White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says it goes beyond that.
It is spreading filth that makes the lives of the communities that are being smeared here, it puts their lives in danger.
And, quote, "Maybe we should not have leaders who fall for fake internet conspiracy theories," unquote.
Linda Kenyon reporting now. The viral claim started with a photograph of a man appearing to hold a large wild bird walking down the street. Springfield residents have been chiming in on social media about seeing dead cats hanging in Haitian migrants' yards. The town of Springfield has been a flashpoint in the debate over immigration ever since droves of Haitian migrants arrived in the city in 2020 to fill job vacancies. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is calling for the passage of legislation that would provide free breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as a snack to all school children in the country, regardless of income, with an estimated $11 billion federal price tag.
If kids are well fed, you're going to see lower petty crime rates. You're going to see lower discipline problems. You're going to see higher graduation rates. You're going to see better workforce development for kids coming out of high school and college. You're going to have a better society.
The bill would also expand access to free meals over the summer and eliminate school meal debt. Gillibrand introduced her bill a year ago, but there's been no action because it remains tied up in a House committee. Alamo Drafthouse dedicating a newly renovated theater to Spike Lee.
Downtown Brooklyn's Alamo Drafthouse had a visit from a big-name guest, the one and only Spike Lee.
Brooklyn in the house.
He wanted to make sure he was there to watch his original film Crooklyn play on the big screen in the brand new Spike Lee Cinema, dedicated to all of the success Spike has had in his career.
You don't have to go to Manhattan. Stay right here, come down downtown Brooklyn. Back in the day, you know, we go to 42nd Street, 40 Doo-Wop.
And the newest plaque on the wall reads, like many of the greatest films over the past 40 years, this theater is a Spike Lee. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 on 92.3 FM in downtown Brooklyn.
Wednesday News Time 1:18.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-580-7766. 800-580-7766. That's 800-580-7766.
Fantasy freaks and geeks, what's up? James Coe here from the Sleeper King Football Podcast, a short-form show dedicated to sleepers. Every fantasy league has a Sleeper King. It should be you. Follow Sleeper King Football in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you were hurt at work, or if your job caused an injury or medical condition, you may be entitled to workers' compensation benefits, including medical coverage for your injury or illness and payment for lost wages. And if you worked before but can't anymore because of an injury or disability, job-related or not, you may be entitled to both money and medical insurance from the Social Security Administration. At the law offices of Samuel D. Flatt, located at 14717 Union Turnpike in Flushing, I represent the injured and disabled in workers' compensation and Social Security disability cases. I'm here to help. Call me at 718-544-2767. Again, that's 718-544-2767. Consultation is free, and there's no fee unless your claim is successful. Remember, the insurance companies and the Social Security Administration have lawyers working for them and against you. You should have someone on your side. Get the help you need. Call 718-544-2767. That's 718-544-2767. I'm here to help you.
The station you know, the people you trust.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 1:20 on this Friday, September 13th. I'm Monique Coppola. Here's what's happening. Speculation is over. The police chief steps down. The mayor appoints the former head of a security company to fill his shoes. More blocks of Broadway now off limits to vehicles with the opening of a new pedestrian plaza in Union Square. A man arrested in a case of mistaken identity is suing the Nassau Police Department. There was a violent break-in and burglary at a home in Diker Heights. Cops now searching for the suspects who got away with over $20,000 in cash. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is calling for the passage of legislation that would provide free breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack to all school children. In sports, the Yankees walk it off in the 11th, beating the Red Sox. The Mets are off. AccuWeather says mainly clear this early morning with areas of cloud and fog. Get a low 64 degrees in the city, 50s in the suburbs. Later today, turning out mostly sunny, pleasantly warm, high 82. Winds News Time 121, traffic and transit. Here's Jeff Jensen.
Some work in Manhattan, Monique, on the FDR Drive. It's northbound construction this morning into the 70s. Lately it's been southbound. This morning it's northbound. The right lane is the only one getting by. It's quite slow there this morning. Also pretty slow in Queens on the westbound side of the Belt Parkway. It's roadwork just past Cross Bay Boulevard, and that traffic jam trying to get to the Verrazano Bridge coming off the Gowanus is all because of work going on the bridge, which we'll get to in seconds. For now, we'll get to the Garden State Parkway. Southbound work south of Route 3, slowing it down. They're working both ways as you head into exit 145 for 280. And our problem on 287 northbound, oh, you know what? Looks like that is all clear now up by Route 23. It took a while, but that is all out of there. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. About a half an hour ride to get to the upper level of the GWB. Stay to the left. You have to. The three right lanes are blocked. A little busy outbound on the upper level. The lower level's closed. Hang on to some slow traffic getting out of the city at the Lincoln, up to a half an hour there. The Holland is closed, Jersey bound until 5:30 in the morning. I'm Jeff Jensen. Our next report at 1:31, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
The police chief steps down. Mayor Adams announces an interim chief.
In a letter to police personnel, Edward Caban said the department deserved someone who could solely focus on the safety of New Yorkers. He was stepping down.
He concluded that this is the best at this time.
Mayor Adams accepted the resignation while also putting forward an interim police commissioner, someone who was not from the NYPD. Tom Donlan's career with the FBI focused on intelligence and counterterrorism.
And worked as the cold case agent investigating the 1993 Twin Towers bombing.
He also headed New York State's Office of Homeland Security. Donlan says he will lead the department with transparency and integrity. Juliette Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And we have some reaction from some city officials. Here's City Council member Eric Botcher speaking with reporters outside City Hall.
It's a good thing that he stepped down. We need a commissioner that's 100% focused on the task.
Councilmember Robert Holden in a statement that reads in part, quote, I want to thank Police Commissioner Caban for his dedicated service to the city and for making the difficult decision to step down for the greater good of the department and New York. PBA President Patrick Hendry said in part, quote, we thank Commissioner Caban for always listening to our concerns and being willing to work with us on the issues affecting our members. We wish him the best in the future. One city council member is on a mission to uncover decades-old documents surrounding what city officials knew surrounding the toxic dust caused by 9/11.
What do past and present members of our city government really know about the 9/11 toxins that lingered in the air following the attacks? Manhattan Council member Gail Brewer is determined to find out. She's introducing new legislature to make the records public surrounding the toxins.
Whatever the city knows about the toxins in the air is public information.
She says for her, this is personal, knowing so many people that now have fallen ill due to 9/11 related illnesses.
This information could, you don't know, reveal information that will be helpful medically, scientifically, to the people who are sick.
If her legislation is approved, the Department of Investigation would have 2 years to come back with a full report. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
City officials cut their ribbon on a redesign of Broadway to accommodate more cyclists and pedestrians.
Department of Transportation Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez is calling Broadway's redesign transformational.
We are reimagining Broadway from Union Square again to Columbus Circle with new plazas, bike connections, and shared streets to create a calm, welcoming place.
Tables and chairs, planters at a two-way bike lane have replaced cars in front of Zachary Blank's Paragon Sports.
It really extends the phenomenal energy that is Union Square and then brings it a little farther north.
The DOT will start getting public input later this year on the next phase of Broadway upgrades, 12 blocks worth. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Union Square.
Wins News Time 125. Wins News Time 126. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is leading to another round of layoffs. The company says it will cut 650 jobs in its Xbox unit, the third round of layoffs this year. A memo sent to staff clarifies the roles to be eliminated are mostly in corporate and supporting functions. Microsoft is not the only player in the gaming industry to scale back. Sony, Take-Two Interactive, and Electronic Arts have all cut jobs and shut down marquee projects. Among the bells and whistles promised on Apple's updated AirPods was that some versions could double as hearing aids. During Monday's launch event, Apple said it was still waiting, though, for government approval. Well, now it's finally received it. The FDA has given the okay for the first over-the-counter software to be used with the AirPods Pro headphones. They say it will help those with mild to moderate hearing impairment. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Nancy Lyons for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Anytime Fitness is for real people with real fitness goals. I mean, let's be honest. Most of us aren't training for marathons, or half marathons, or even half marathons. Only time most of us are running at all is if we're trying to make a connecting flight. Wouldn't have been late if we didn't stop to buy a dongle. Point is, you gotta be ready. You do not want to deal with repeat. Anytime Fitness, where real people help you make real progress. Join today and get a plan for training, nutrition, and recovery.
I'm John Oran, and I have a new podcast called The Varsity. I will bring on the smartest people I know to break down the hottest topics in sports media. Available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We've all been there. You're in the payloader or skid steer, halfway through loading the morning ration. You can't remember for the life of you if you've already loaded your distiller's grain. But you proceed to add it to your mixer anyway, knowing there's a 50-50 chance you threw money down the drain. Performance Beef not only tracks down to the pound as you're loading and delivering feed, but prompts you if you've already fed an ingredient. That pays for itself pretty quickly. Visit PerformanceLivestockAnalytics.com to request a demo and talk to a real person.
You are a very important person. You should put in the work and bring your best to each and every day. It isn't always glamorous or easy, but it's worth it because you're building a life for yourself and those you love. That means a lot, and so do you. When you open an account at Park National Bank, you get more than you might expect. Your own personal banker and the VIP treatment you deserve. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Member FDIC.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
AccuWeather says mainly clear this morning. Good areas of low clouds and fog out there. Low 64 in the city. 50s in some suburbs. Later today, a really nice day. Mostly sunny, very pleasant, warm, high 82. We're at 66 degrees right now. Partly cloudy skies in Midtown. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM. New York's one and only all-news station. Good morning. I'm Monique Coppola. Winds News Time 1:30. A man is suing the Nassau County Police Department after being wrongfully arrested in a case of mistaken identity.
Tyrone Pfeiffer has a sad look on his face as he watches the video of when he was arrested just before Christmas 2021.
Calm down. Give me my phone. Give me my ID.
Pfeiffer, who is African American, was walking out of the doctor's office when Nassau County police officers in Baldwin pushed him to the ground, handcuffed him. They thought he was another man named Leroy.
The worst day of my life. I was abused and accused of something that I didn't do.
After 10 months, the charge of obstruction was dismissed. The 63-year-old Pfeiffer, who is a grandfather of 8, is suing the department for $5 million, claiming racial profiling and false arrest. The department does not comment on pending litigation. Sophia Hall, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in Hempstead, Long Island.
Winds News Time 1:31. Traffic and transit. Here's Jeff Jensen.
And they're doing some work in the Bronx on the westbound side of the Cross Bronx Expressway, right around Webster Avenue. There's no exit for Webster going westbound, so you should press the long and come back to know you're there because the plane is only one squeezing by there. There's some other construction in the Bronx. Not causing much of a headache though. That's on the New England both ways. That's the Bronx Expressway. We're doing 95. And here we see on the LA. Right lane open,
sending timely notifications about dangerous situations around you, making you safe, especially with this climate. It marks all dangerous incidents on the map based on your location, so you can steer clear of the same time.
Southern states moving what you need to know about
so I can be safe.
Closed. Get over to the left. The left lane is open across the bridge. Lincoln Tunnel delays out of the city of about 25 minutes or so, and the Holland Tunnel shut down Jersey bound until 5:30 in the morning. I'm Jeff Jensen. Our next report, 141, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It's been quite a dry stretch across the tri-state over the last several days. We really haven't had measurable rain in most areas since Saturday, and many places have had really not a whole lot of rain so far this month, and that's really not going to change over the next 4 days or so. We are going to have a mainly clear sky early this morning. Areas of low clouds and fog will be around in some areas. Low temperature 64 in the city. It'll be in the 50s in many suburbs. Turning out mostly sunny later today, a pleasantly warm day, a high around 82, and clear later on tonight with some patches of fog late, low 65 in the city, still getting down into the 50s in some suburbs, and a beautiful weekend awaits. Lots of sunshine Saturday and Sunday, highs near or just above 80. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Police are looking for a group of men who broke into a home in Dyker Heights, Brooklyn overnight.
The men took out the front bay window of 1935 80th Street to get in, then went to work tying up 2 men and a woman with zip ties.
Surprising, because it's a quiet block.
One man was punched, the other was pistol whipped. One of them was seen with a bandage on his forehead. Mary Jane Barone has lived here for 30 years. It's concerning, but she feels safe.
Everything's good. I have security systems, so... but that's new to the neighborhood, that something is happening.
The suspects took off after stealing watches, designer handbags, and $20,000. Police say they are wearing dark-colored clothing. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in Dyker Heights.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is calling for the passage of legislation that would provide free breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as a snack to all school children in the country, regardless of income, with an estimated $11 billion federal price tag.
Studies show that when students have access to free school meals, they do better in school. They have better attendance rates, they have better health, and they have fewer behavioral incidents and reduced suspensions.
The bill would also expand access to free meals over the summer and eliminate school meal debt. Gillibrand introduced her bill a year ago, but there's been no action because it remains tied up in a House committee. The New York legislature has provided $134 million in this year's budget to provide free meals to 86% of school kids in the state. Hey, New Jersey people, you could be holding on to a $1 billion Mega Millions ticket and not even know it.
Could you be a billionaire and not? If you live in New Jersey, maybe. 6 months ago, somebody in Jersey won a $1.1 billion Mega Millions jackpot. but they haven't come forward to claim the prize yet. If they don't do that in the next 6 months, the money goes back into the state lottery fund. Check your drawers and clean out your cars, Jersey. You could have a winning ticket hiding there somewhere.
Sherry Preston reporting. New ways to express yourself. 8 new emojis are coming to your smartphone.
If you're feeling in need of some more sleep today, there will soon be an emoji to express yourself. A face with bags under the eyes. You may also soon be searching for situations to use a new purple splat symbol, a harp, and a shovel. They're new additions to the more than 3,700 emojis already in existence. Some of the most popular are the red heart, green checkmark, and fire symbol.
Wendy Gillette reporting. Dua Lipa announces U.S. tour dates. 1010 Wins entertainment.
Okay, quick math. The less your business spends on operations, on multiple systems, on delivering your product or service, the more margin you have and the more money you keep. Obvious. But with higher expenses on materials, employees, distribution, and borrowing, everything costs more. So to reduce costs and headaches, smart businesses are graduating to NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one platform and one source of truth. With NetSuite, you reduce IT costs because NetSuite lives in the cloud with no hardware required, accessed from anywhere. You cut the cost of maintaining multiple systems because you've got one unified business management suite. And you're improving efficiency by bringing all your major business processes to one platform, slashing manual tasks and errors. Over 37,000 companies have already made the move. So do the math. See how you'll profit with NetSuite. Backed by popular demand, NetSuite has added a flexible financing program for a few more weeks. Head to netsuite.com/special. netsuite.com/special.
Tired of hearing scary ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates, it's different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. Tax Relief Advocates may be able to significantly reduce even late. What you do to the IRS? We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and A+ with a BBB. And to see what savings you qualify for, visit TRA.com. Again, that's TRA.com.
66 degrees, partly cloudy skies in Midtown. Now 1010 Wins Entertainment. Wicked 2 has changed its release date, bumping up 5 days to open November 21st of next year. The sequel was previously slated for November 26, 2025, which would have put it up against Disney's Zootopia 2, Universal's two-part film adaptation of the Broadway musical stars Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande.
Watch me.
Dua Lipa announces U.S. dates for Radical Optimism. That's a tour, but fans will have to wait until next year in the fall. She'll be at Madison Square Garden on September 17th and 18th next year. Charlie XCX, and a brand new version of Brat, which is presumably a remix album. It's going to be out on October 11th. The project contains 16 songs, 5 of which are previously released remixes of songs from the original album.
Entertainment on 1010 Wins is sponsored by Shulman & Hill, New York's injury lawyers.
Go to hurtny.com.
That's hurtny.com.
It's SEC's AI Minute, presented by Oracle. I don't know what it's like if harried, but you definitely don't want your doctor rushing. AI technology, like digital health, might be a solution. The new center at Stanford Medicine reports that AI can accurately influence 2/3 of physicians that help to save time. It means more clinicians to be present with their patients. AI may be the most important new computer technology, but any lot of or ODI is a plan for your case, demand AI needs. Do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic. Take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/biz. oracle.com/AIBIZ.
Just been released for our 11th annual We Can Survive concert at the Prudential Center. Buy your tickets now before they sell out. A portion of the proceeds benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
The Newswatch never stops. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 1:40 on this Friday, September 13th. I'm Monique Coppola. Here's what's happening. Police Chief Caban resigns. The mayor appoints a former New York head of Homeland Security as the interim police commish. Authorities searching for a man who escaped police custody at Lincoln Hospital in the South Bronx. Vice President Harris continues her call for a second debate. So far, Donald Trump isn't taking the bait. Weinstein indicted on additional sex crime charges ahead of his retrial in New York. Governor Hochul getting serious about bringing more TV and film production to the state with a recent meeting with the head of Disney. In sports, the Yankees walk it off in the 11th, beating the Red Sox 2-1. The Mets were off. AccuWeather says mainly clear this early. Areas of low clouds, some fog out there. We got a low 64 degrees in the city, 50s in the suburbs. Later today, turning out mostly sunny, a pleasant afternoon, high 82. Winds News Time 141, traffic and transit. Here's Jeff Jensen.
Early morning work going on in Brooklyn here on the BQE. It's westbound construction approaching the Manhattan Bridge with the Tillery Street exit. You're delayed back about almost back a mile there. And then the other way around, eastbound construction just past Atlantic Avenue. Eases out before you get to the Brooklyn Bridge this morning. In Manhattan, northbound FDR Drive has construction through the 60s up to the 70s. Only the left lane getting there. And southbound work on the drive right there by 14th Street blocks a couple of lanes. And in New Jersey, we're better now on 287. Got some work on the Parkway going on both ways into exit 145, both ways right around Route 3. And we're tied up in Rockland County on the northbound side of the New York State Thruway as you head up to 202. Got some heavy traffic headed up toward exit 15A this morning. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Not bad up out to GW. A little busy on the upper level. The lower level's closed. Inbound, if only the left lane open across the upper. That's about a 25-minute wait. Holland Tunnel is closed Jersey bound for the overnight. And the Lincoln Tunnel has some slow traffic getting out of the city. We're still looking at about a 30-minute wait to leave town at the Lincoln this morning. I'm Jeff Jensen. Our next report at 1:51, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Under a cloud of investigations, the police chief resigns. The mayor names an acting commissioner, a Bronx native and former New York head of Homeland Security.
Mayor Adams addressed New Yorkers as he accepted the resignation of Police Commissioner Edward Caban.
I was as surprised as you to learn of these inquiries, and I take them extremely seriously.
The inquiries from the U.S. Attorney's Office, which seized the police commissioner's phone, that of his brother, others in the NYPD, and some top members of the mayor's administration. The mayor appointed Tom Donlin an interim head of the NYPD.
Tom is an experienced law enforcement professional who has worked at the local, state, federal, and international levels.
His expertise, intelligence, and counterterrorism. He worked with many law enforcement agencies. Donlin says he'll continue the work of the NYPD with integrity and transparency. Juliet Papa, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
And most recently, Donlin ran his own private security and consulting company called Global Security Resolutions, which he founded in 2020. We've got some reaction from city officials.
Queens City Councilman Robert Holden was the first to publicly ask the commissioner to step down.
There was a shadow for a few days over the NYPD. He did the right thing, and I thanked him for that. But it's unfortunate, and it may not be the last resignation.
Upper West Side Councilwoman Gail Brewer said Caban was a good commissioner.
It does impact, though, if you have, as a police commissioner does, a lot of this seems to be focused on people who are doing illegal activities.
The federal probe is said to be looking into whether Caban's twin brother profited from trading on influence at the NYPD in selling consulting services to nightclubs. Marla Diamond, 10 wins on 92.3 FM at City Hall.
A guilty plea from the man accused of shooting outside former Congressman Lee Zeldin's home in Shirley.
Lee Zeldin was a congressman at the time and also running for governor of the state of New York. He was at home, but his two daughters were inside their Shirley house doing homework when Suffolk County DA Ray Tierney says Noah Green fired shots outside the house in October 2022 with the intention of hitting three rival gang members. The 20-year-old guilty.
It's about holding people accountable, especially those who are gang members and who fire weapons in our communities. So we're satisfied with the plea.
Green is expected to be sentenced to 12 years in prison next month. The two men who were shot survived. No one inside Zeldin's house was hurt. Sophia Hall, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Suffolk County, Long Island.
Law enforcement officials are searching for a man who escaped police custody at Lincoln Hospital in the South Bronx Thursday. Cops say 37-year-old Jose Lopez walked out of the building in his hospital gown just before noon. He was in custody after a hit and run with a moped. He was facing charges of criminal possession of a controlled substance, leaving the scene of an accident, and reckless driving. Jose Lopez is described as 5'11" and weighs 170 pounds. Anyone with information is urged to call Crime Stoppers, 800-577-TIPS. We'll have a photo of Lopez up later this morning on 1010wins.com. Wins News Time 1-4.
Okay, quick math. The less your business spends on operations, on multiple systems, on delivering a product or service, the more margin you have and the more money you keep. Obvious. service. But with higher expenses on materials, employees, distribution, borrowing, everything costs more. So to reduce costs and headaches, smart businesses are graduating NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one platform and one source of truth. With NetSuite, you reduce IT costs because NetSuite lives in the cloud with no hardware required. Access from anywhere. You cut the cost of maintaining multiple systems because you've got one unified business management suite. And you're improving efficiency by bringing all your major business processes into one platform, slashing manual tasks and errors. Over 37,000 companies have already made the move. So do the math. See how you'll profit with NetSuite. Backed by popular demand, NetSuite has extended its one-of-a-kind flexible financing program for a few more weeks. Head to netsuite.com/special. netsuite.com/special.
Tired of hearing scary ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates, it's different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. Tax Relief Advocates may be able to significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today. To see what savings you qualify for, visit TRA.com. TRA.com.
It's Odyssey's AI Minute by Oracle. We all know what it's like to feel harried, but you definitely don't want your doctor rushing. AI technology like clinical digital assistant from Oracle Health might be a solution. The new center at Stanford Medicine reports that AI can accurately listen and record clinical notes. 2/3 of physicians said it helped to save time. This means more time for clinicians to be present with patients. AI may be the most important new computer technology ever, but AI needs a lot of processing speed, and that gets expensive fast. Upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, or Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. Do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic. Take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/AI-biz. oracle.com/AI-biz.
Winds News Time 1:47. 33,000 Boeing machinists are going on strike. The Seattle Area Union telling members to walk off assembly lines at midnight local time, 3 a.m. here. Members of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers District 751 met at a Union Hall in Seattle Thursday. Votes were counted on a new contract proposed by Boeing management. After the vote, Union President John Holden said the contract was rejected by nearly 95% of members.
This is about respect. This is about addressing the past. And this is about fighting for our future.
A walkout will not cause flight cancellations or directly affect airline passengers, but it would be another blow to Boeing's reputation and finances. Here at home, a new report says the MTA has work to do to figure out how a $15 billion hole without congestion